Hello, today I want to talk about the New Balance 9060. I got these a few months ago, so I feel like I'm ready to give you my initial impressions, and let me tell you, I am pretty pleased with them. So the 9060s, I believe, came out a few years ago, and they were the design was in response to the sort of chunky Y2K sneaker craze, started out by Balenciaga, as far as I understand it. And these definitely fit the bill. You can see that they have a very bulbous sole design. And, you know, they have a sort of retro design as well that New Balance is well known for. So while these are not like a reissue, they're definitely inspired by the style of the early 2000s when it comes to the design. Now, in terms of colorway, I've gone with this very green option, and that might not be super conventional when it comes to New Balance and what people kind of get them for. People, I think, prefer the sort of the grays and the off-whites and the sort of the neutral colors for New Balance. But the fact is that these were on sale, and I'm not really buying them for fashion, I'm buying them for comfort, which obviously many people rely on New Balance for. The TLDR is that comfort-wise, these shoes deliver. It's not just about the looks. There's a couple of small caveats or sort of tangential caveats regarding that, but comfort-wise, they definitely do deliver. So as you can see, the sole here has these like kind of bulbous sort of extrusions coming out of them, and then in the heel you have what I believe is New Balance's kind of reinforced heel called end cap, which is supposed to kind of stop your heel from moving around and from, you know, either injuring yourself or just from it not being stable. I will say that when I'm walking with these shoes, my feet feel very stable. Every footstep is very stable. I mean, these are sneakers. There was no break-in involved. I'm happy to report they were comfortable from the get-go. I actually took them on a trip, a 4 or 5 day trip to the south of Germany, where I did a lot of walking, and I only had these shoes, and my feet felt good, even though I was walking twice or 3 times the normal amount that I do in a day. And I do walk quite a bit because I have to walk to a train station to get to work, and then from the other train station I actually have to walk to my office. So probably every day I'm doing at least an hour of walking, and these shoes definitely can handle that. Although these are not really, for me, these are more of a weekend pair, because style-wise I can't really wear them at work most days. But for the weekend, for walking around, they are great. Rose Anvil did a great breakdown in terms of like the materials. I'm not going to attempt that, but I'll show you some things. Like in the heel here, you have these points here, which are a different color, and my understanding is the material is maybe a little bit tougher, and these are sort of contact points that help with the stability of the shoe. Also, you'll note that they have the absorb sort of material there, and while here you have the sort of the off-white absorb material, then you have the sort of the black kind of sole material that's making contact with the ground. Over on this side you have this this gray material that has a different texture. It feels a little bit harder than the absorbed material. So I'm just echoing kind of what Rose Anvil was saying, which is like that there is definitely some thoughtful design. It's not just for the looks, even if the style is quite extreme. In terms of sneakers, I've gone from like retro style kind of Adidas, a pair of Nikes all the way back in the early 2000s, and shoes like that, to more like Hoka style running shoes, and I guess the next evolution in my sneaker sort of choices, where I'm really going for comfort. So I also picked the green colorway because it was actually on sale, and I mean, I like green. So another thing to note is here on the outside, the New Balance N is this kind of solid embossed kind of N, and then on the other side you have this sort of embroidered, sort of more stylish split N there. From what I can tell, the uppers, there's a mixture of mesh, probably like pleather, but then I do think that these strips here that add structure to the shoe, and the kind of these side panels here, are sort of some kind of natural material. I want to say pig leather. I don't know if that's the right. Please tell me in the comments if that's right. But it does feel like it's natural. This lighter green there. I don't know about some of the darker green, but definitely these structural lighter green panels do feel natural. Now, I said there were a couple of caveats in terms of comfort. The first one is that the insole is kind of a pretty sort of bare bones insole, so some of you might need a little bit of arch support. I did feel when I first put them on that maybe my arch was slightly unsupported. I don't feel that way now, maybe as I've kind of worn them more and more. So it's not an issue, but it is something that I felt maybe like the first day or two that I was wearing them, and then it kind of went away. So you may want to look into getting some insoles with more arch support if that's the way that you roll. But like I said, I mean, those things are very personal. For me now, I feel that I get the right amount of support all the way through my feet. The other caveat is, because the sole has this kind of very sort of extreme styling, these two kind of nubbins, I don't know what the technical term is, let's say the technical term is nubbins, these two kind of nubs that come off the back here, sometimes when I'm going downstairs, I'll kind of catch the edge of the stair, or if I'm kind of moving around office furniture, for example, I might catch the edge of some furniture, because it's not something that I'm used to, like the back of the shoe kind of flaring out like this a little bit. It doesn't happen that often, but I have noticed it now and again, and definitely not a deal breaker for me. And like I said, this is a tangential caveat because it has nothing to do with the wearing experience in terms of like the foot feel, let's say, of the shoe. These are the New Balance 9060, and I would recommend them as a walking around shoe, especially if you want something in a less conventional styling, maybe something that harkens back to the bulbous era of the early 2000s. Yeah, I'm really enjoying these. Thank you so much for watching.